It was brought to my attention that someone representing the city of Marion contacted Iowa News Now, Channel 2 News, and told them that I was a self-billed First Amendment auditor. This is not correct, so I'd like to clarify who I am by restating the same introduction I utilized 2 weeks ago.
And I speak for anybody that can't speak. I speak for the ones that have been duped by judicial misconduct.
On iowadot.gov, it states that Iowa law prohibits the operation of a motor vehicle with
the two different spellings of Michael Kitzmiller's name. There's K-I-T-S and K-I-T-Z. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. This video is about a city council meeting that took place on January 18th, 2024 at the Marion, Iowa City Hall. The police force in the city of Marion, Iowa is just way too corrupt, and we people need to come together to replace them with a legitimate service that serves and protects society. Here is what 4 people said at the meeting.
Public forum. This time is set aside for comments from the public. Please understand that the City Council will not take any action on your comments at this meeting due to requirements of the Open Meetings Law, but may do so at a future meeting. And for anyone addressing the council or for anyone who is watching this evening, we do have the public forum rules of procedure. They are posted on the podium there, but just as a review for people who are not here, we ask that you complete a yellow comment card. They're found at the staff table. You can turn those into the city clerk. Reason for that is if there's follow-up or we need to reach you, that gives us some contact information to do so. Please do not approach the council bench here. Please submit materials to the city clerk for distribution to the council. Once called forward by the presiding officer, person shall step up to the podium, state your name and group affiliation, if any, address the council as mayor and members of council. Speakers should limit comments to 5 minutes unless additional time is granted by the preceding officer. Speakers should be respectful of the council and audience members and should be courteous, polite, and civil. And speakers should refrain from making personal verbal attacks on members of council, staff, or other residents. No speaker may engage in conduct or speech that is imminently threatening to any person, that incites violence, or that is obscene. Please avoid repeating comments or points that have been previously shared. Failure to adhere to these guidelines or engaging in other disruptive behavior may result in removal from the meeting. But we don't want that to be too scary because we do welcome council comments, public comments. So please, if you would like to address the council, please come forward.
Hello again, everybody. So what you guys just heard from Sarah Menser, the city council member, is nothing more than just a veiled threat. It's worded real nice, and it doesn't sound intimidating until you look at the Marion, Iowa police officers that are here to intimidate any member that wants to speak out against the corrupt city of Marion. Police Lieutenant Phil Fort. Police Investigator Adam Paulson. And Chief of Police Michael Kitzmiller.
Hello, and thank you for taking the time to hear me again.
Excuse me, did you want to give us your name or did you turn in a card?
I did fill out the card last time, and I do have that in my speech, and I will be giving my name. I won't restate everything that I did last time, but I know that there was a lot of information given at the last meeting. It was brought to my attention that someone representing the city of Marion contacted Iowa News Now, Channel 2 News, and told them that I was a self-billed First Amendment auditor. This is not correct, so I'd like to clarify who I am by restating the same introduction I utilized 2 weeks ago. My name is Bailey. I'm Christian, a humanitarian, and co-founder of a volunteer organization here in Linn County. I've been a Marion resident for 20 years. I purchased property in Marion twice, and most importantly, I'm currently raising 3 children in Marion. It is important to note that my words were quoted and a video of me was used by Iowa News Now. I wrote down my name, contact information, and stated who I was upon entry into the last meeting as directed on the yellow card. I also provided my information verbally when I was asked by Mr. Mayor. I regret that I don't know the pronunciation of his last name, or I'd address him that way. So I don't understand why a representative of the city would tell the media anything other than what I stated. I was not sure what a First Amendment auditor was. I had to look it up. It appears it's a group of individuals that film members of authority and test their knowledge on the Constitution. Though I am wearing one today, I didn't wear a camera at the last meeting. I didn't think I needed one. Since speaking out, I've quickly learned exactly why I do need to wear one. As the days passed after I spoke out, I did have a lot of First Amendment auditors reach out to me. They advised me that I didn't have to provide my name or address and told me I should have invoked my Fourth Amendment right when I was asked to give my home address to the council. They expressed concerns for my safety. To be honest with you, I didn't feel comfortable giving my address to the entire council and anyone else who may be watching. However, I made a conscious decision to do so. If it was a requirement in order for me to make my voice heard, then I was willing to do it. The fact that I took that risk alone should reflect how important these issues are to me and how sure I am. The Marion Police Department employees are still acting immaturely and aggressively, to put it lightly. As I suspected, it's gotten worse towards me in the past 2 weeks after I spoke out. I did not expect to get emotional, so I apologize. It is not just the Marion Police Department that will retaliate against you, it's all of their affiliates as well. It's not just you that they will come after. They will identify who is important to you, and they will go after them as well. Children as well. They'll go after your children if you are on their list. So I'm going to provide you all with a copy of my speech from the last meeting in case you may want to reconsider my requests and choose to take action. I'm also including a copy of the news article I mentioned and a photo of the communications window that I took 2 days ago. I won't rest on these issues. The reality is that I can't. I am now an official target of the Marion Police Department and their affiliates. I'm hopeful that you will all take action and help us as we desperately need it. Thank you for your time. And City Clerk, did you say? Okay. And if you would.
Thank you, Bailey. Is there anyone else who would like to address the council?
Mayor and city council members, I like to start off saying thank you for your time, sincerely. And I don't really have anything to complain about today. I just wanted to announce who I represent and who I'm speaking for. I represent an educational nonprofit with Bailey Simmons, co-founder. Our nonprofit is Legal Assistance with Public Learning Commitment. And our mission is to empower the public with knowledge, tools, and resources to help them in a legal arena. We're incorporating artificial intelligence to help facilitate our mission. And we are a religious nonprofit, so we are protected. If I didn't say it earlier, my name is Nash Randall Brown, and I speak for anybody that can't speak. I speak for the ones that have been duped by judicial misconduct. I speak for anybody that cries for reform but doesn't know how to speak for themselves. I see myself as an aristocratic leader, and I will do what I have to do, like coming to these meetings, public outreach, community awareness, to reform our broken judicial system that we all know is broken. Has been for a while. I don't want to highlight on anything specific, but it's broken. So that's who I am, that's who I speak for, and that's who I represent. And I will be coming back to these city council meetings, and I will pledge to try and be at all of them. And hopefully we can address this issue together, because you guys do have a fiduciary responsibility. Being in the positions that you guys are in, you guys have to look out for the public's interest, best interest, public safety, and so on. So that being said, you guys are in a fiduciary position and have a fiduciary responsibility for us. And hopefully we can stop, butting heads and start working together. Because it's time for change. It's time for reform. Our government, frankly, sucks, I believe. If you don't think so, turn the news on. And that's our federal government. This is our state government. We're independent, and we have the sovereign authority as a state government to govern ourselves. And by doing so, I don't believe that we should continue to, follow in the steps of our out-of-hand federal government. So with that, I thank you for your time, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Is there anyone else who would like to address council this evening? Were you able to fill out a yellow card?
No.
She's a minor. I'm happy to do it for her.
My name is, and I'm a resident of Marion, and I attend school in Marion. If you walk into the Marion Police Department, you can see that they have some type of reflective tint on their windows. And in my opinion, it is an excessive amount. You're practically staring at a mirror when you walk in. And if anyone else were to do that, or have that amount of tint on their vehicle, they would be served with a window tint ticket, which is assessed at $127.50 per violation. On iowadot.gov, it states that Iowa law prohibits the operation of a motor vehicle with a front windshield or front side windows that do not meet a standard transparency of 70% or more light transmittance. I'm sure there are many reasons for tint to be illegal on vehicles, mostly because it's important for fellow drivers to be able to see each other clearly. And when practicing defensive driving, it's important to be able to see other people's body languages. I think that it is also important when dealing with the public while they face difficult situations, just as it is while driving. I think that it's important to be visible while driving. It is important for professionals at the police station to be visible as well. How is it fair that we as a community are not allowed to have more than 70% transparency, but the Marion Police Department can exceed that limit in their communication window and other windows? Thank you.
Thank you. We're still in a public forum. Is there anyone else?
Hello, everybody. With all due respect, I'll be exercising my Fourth Amendment right under the United States Constitution. I want to start out by talking about how on the Channel 2 news article, I'm going to quote it word for word. The city of Marion later called the Iowa's News Now newsroom at Broadcast Park to make sure our crews didn't have any issues with the speakers, which we didn't. That's a conspiracy to create a crime, guys. So somebody doesn't have enough to arrest me, but they're so desperate that they're going to fish to try to create a criminal out of somebody for speaking at a public meeting. When you guys accept that, it's no different than China or Russia. We're not even America anymore. The Marion, Iowa Police Department only goes with feelings. They don't look at the real criminals. I'm going to talk to you guys about a convicted felon by the name of Eric Anthony Gutschmidt, the present owner of 1501 First Avenue, Marion, Iowa. He recently has gotten charged with theft. He stole thousands of dollars from the local Menards. And he was never jailed by the Marion Police Department, never beaten up. He's getting special treatment because the Marion Police Department is only concerned with feelings and emotions. They have these fragile little egos. And if you bruise their little ego, they will kick the, I'm not going to say what out of you, steal all your money, harass you, and then let the real criminals go. There could be a real criminal anywhere you go, Walmart, Hy-Vee, right next to you, because real criminals don't go to jail in Marion. The next article I have talks about the two different spellings of Michael Kitzmiller's name. There's K-I-T-S and K-I-T-Z. When you guys promoted him to chief of police, you need to look into both the names. I have some paperwork here that goes over the same exact stuff. One of them is case number 8.17CV309 with plaintiff Casey Baskin, a pro se attorney. And it shows the same targeting. It shows how Michael Kitzmiller commits perjury in court and convicts innocent people of crimes that they did not commit. Now, when you run the background check with the S, it's not going to come up. You have to do the background check with the Z. And it just really makes you wonder, he has not just once or twice spelled his name different ways. I have multiple pieces of paper here that show he spells it with a Z and then a Z and a Z, and then all of a sudden it's with an S. And it really makes you wonder, like, it's a loophole in society where somebody can accidentally misspell their name and then erase their whole past, buy themselves a whole new identity. And if you read through these articles, which I'm going to give to the clerk today, you know, it shows what Michael Kitzmiller does in court. He lies. He conspires with people. Like, if you read these court cases, you can see how he literally sets people up. It's so disrespectful to our judicial system to allow a police officer to put false information in over and over again. And you got to think about what does it do to that person and their friends and their family? And like, what does that do for us as a society? You know, if you guys want to live that way, you should go to China or Russia, because in the United States of America, we have a constitution. And the mayor, Nicholas Obelasi, who is not here tonight, last meeting, he violated the United States Constitution, the 5 freedoms of the Constitution. One of them is redressing your government. Another one is freedom of speech. He not only spoke over flex your freedoms, but he also cut him off before the 5 minutes. Just because you don't like what somebody's saying in America doesn't mean you can just cut off their 5 minutes. It doesn't mean that you can, you know, take that away. Like, when it's acceptable to take that away, when the retaliation is accepted, then this is no longer America. I mean, the only difference between the Marion Police Department and a gang member like a Blood or a Crip or a GD is that the Marion Police have a badge to go with their gun. They have qualified immunity, so they can continue to do these things, whether it's, you know, beating someone up in the street or lying in court, because the end result is the same. You're taking an individual and just creating problems they have to deal with for the rest of their lives. So I do have all the paperwork I talked about today. I'm aware a lot of this may sound not real, but all the court cases that I brought up today, they're all right here in this folder.
If you'd like to hand those to Rachel, thank you.
And just one more thing. In 2022, this convicted felon that owns 1501 First Avenue, he got hundreds of thousands of dollars from Linn County. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. He also, above and beyond that, gets 20 years of tax privileges that save him even more hundreds of thousands of dollars. And the whole narrative from Marion about there is a grant for the Henderson house, and once the grant is approved, then the repairs will be made. The grant was made in 2022, and the grant money isn't going towards any repairs on the Henderson house. And the reason why I know this is the guy stole thousands of dollars from Menard.
5
What he
minutes are
stole
up.
was vinyl flooring. So when you guys give him this money, it's not going to the Henderson house, and you guys cannot ignore this forever. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you for your time.
Hey everybody, thanks for staying till the end of the video. Shortly after this meeting, the city manager, Ryan Waller, sent me an email. In said email, I am going to quote word for word, "During your comments, you mentioned that the city had provided incentives to the owner of 1501 First Avenue, Marion, Iowa. These statements are inaccurate, as the city of Marion has not provided any incentives to the record property owner, Henderson House LLC, or any of its agents." So I'm going to play a quick clip, guys, of what I said, and then you guys can compare what Ryan Waller said in his email and what I said and see if it's the same story or not.
In 2022, this convicted felon that owns 1501 First Avenue, he got hundreds of thousands of dollars from Linn County. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. He also, above and beyond that, gets 20 years of tax privileges.
This is a perfect example, ladies and gentlemen, of why you must always film every city official in the city of Marion. What I said is Linn County, not the city of Marion. My information comes from an article written by the Gazette, and I said what I said. And the only way that you can prove yourself to be innocent is to always keep a record of everything you say to these government officials, because they will twist your words. Thanks for staying to the end of the video, everybody. This has been BCNN, Real News Only.